me singing way oh, way oh, oh. You look like a guy who could treat me right. Way oh, oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh, oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh, oh. You got me singing way oh, oh. You look like a guy who could treat me right. Way oh, oh.
Hello, welcome to Fantastic TV. This is Annie. I'm here to share some real life experiences about studying in the UK, what you should do, what you should avoid, what you should look out for. And I really hope that this video inspires and helps someone out there, because this is what this channel is also about. If you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly do that. So for today, I have two lovely people here with me. I have Mika and I have Hisham. Yeah, so they will share their real life experiences. I have tried to do this video for so long, but it just doesn't click, because I just feel that something is missing, and I feel that Mika and Hisham are the missing puzzle in this video. So I hope that you learn something, and yeah. So Mika will start. She'll introduce herself.
Hi everybody, my name is Mika Wood. I am a Ghanaian student and I am currently studying management and business analytics at Swansea University.
Okay.
And Hisham Zouri from Algeria, and I'm doing a master's in management, specializing in operations and supply chain.
Okay. And I am Eni Enobong, and I am currently doing my master's degree in economics and finance, and I am from Nigeria. Yeah. So the first question that we are going to tackle today is, why pick UK? Like, why should you study in the UK? Why not go to Canada? Why not go to US? Why? So, Micah.
Okay, well I'll use my story as a basis. So I picked the UK because I was more familiar with it. I've had the opportunity to come here a couple of times before studying, and I also did my undergrad here. So I have gotten used to the system, gotten used to how things work, and then I chose the UK. Well, why you should pick the UK will probably depend on a lot of things. I think a lot of times it's mainly the subject you are going to study that will play a big part, and how affordable it is as well. Because we've got US, you've got Canada, so those are the two things that really matter at the moment. So yeah.
Yes. So why UK?
Okay, the first thing is the quality of education here in the UK is so advanced, and it's well known with their universities and the way they teach. And also in Algeria we studied in French, and it's different system, but still I was so interested in the British education, so I said, why not changing the way and discovering a new way of teaching and getting the max out of the education in the UK. And the last part maybe is having a scholarship here in the UK. They got plenty of scholarships, like the Commonwealth Scholarship, the Chevening Scholarship. So yeah, that's it. So I choose to be in the UK, and here I'm enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
Well, why I chose UK was because, like, from the beginning, have been coming to the UK right from when I was small. So I'm already used to the terrain. I'm used to UK as a whole. I know some things. So it was easier for me coming to UK than going to other countries, because this is the only country that I have visited internationally before now. And another reason why I chose UK was because at the time of processing the admissions and all that, I kind of did it in a rush hour, and it's easier to apply to UK universities rush hour than US or other countries. Other countries you have to plan ahead. Like Ireland, I actually got an admission in Ireland, but you have to have 8 weeks prior to when school is resuming to get a visa. You can't just apply 1 month and maybe 15 days and get your visa. So that was another thing that made me to come to the UK. And it's easier to get in because Nigeria is a Commonwealth country, so they accept people that are from Nigeria or all the places that they colonized. So that was why it was easy. And another thing like what has changed from what happened like when we studied, because we were admitted in 2019, is that 2020 UK has left EU, so there is Brexit, and they are giving extra 2 years to students to work, which is something that we don't have, for God's sake. Like, I'm spending this money and I don't have it. We are not eligible for it. So that is another thing that you should consider, because it's easier to blend in. There are lots of Nigerians here. There are lots of people that you will meet, because it is London and UK and all that, and people are really coming here. Yeah, so I think we'll move on to the next question now. Okay, so the next thing is, why your university? Why Swansea University? Why not go to London School of Economics? Why not go to Coventry? I'm not advertising any school here, but why did we choose Swansea University? So Micah?
Okay, so I'll start. I had the opportunity to actually study at Loughborough University for my undergrad, which is a great school. I basically chose Swansea because of the subject combination. So from the outset, I knew what I wanted to study, but I knew I didn't want to do a straight subject. I wanted to be able to do a master's that gave me breadth, which gave me like a best of both worlds. And Swansea was one of the schools that did that, especially for analytics and with any other thing else. So that's why I picked Swansea. And another thing that really actually made me want to pick Swansea was that I got offered a scholarship, a £3,000 scholarship, because I was a Ghanaian applicant. And I think it's open for some specific countries. I think it's also based on
I
your...
got one.
Yeah.
I got 3,000.
Exactly. So that was actually such an incentive, because I don't know why, but a lot of schools, personally from my experience when I was searching, I didn't see a lot of schools giving out that much money to internationals.
I saw.
You saw? I didn't see that.
I saw 5,000.
You saw 5,000. That's
but,
nice.
Like when I discussed it with someone, they were like, "No, you can't go there." But I won't mention the school.
That's fine. I didn't see that, and I don't know if it was because of the course, because my search was mainly course. Then the second thing to look at was the finances. Then the third was how I liked it. But I personally also had a very good experience with Swansea. So I had the luxury of calling up. I picked up the phone. I called universities. I spoke to them. I tried to find out what's the Swansea like, what's going on here. And I had a very, very lovely experience with the team, the admission teams for Swansea University. They were really helpful. They were just helpful. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. They're very nice, ready to answer your questions. When you send an email, they will like respond immediately. And when you're going through the application process, because you're an international student, you need certain like documents. They were really quick in producing those documents for me, and it stood out because I just hadn't experienced anything like that. Like, they were just always ready to help, ready to answer a question. And I just thought, okay, that's definitely going to be like a good reflection of this place. Mind you, I hadn't seen what Swansea University looked like as well, so I was really putting like a lot of like faith in it. And it paid off. So that's basically why I picked Swansea University, for those 3 reasons, basically.
Okay. So I'm just going to talk about the shout outs, because she has laid up so much that I want to talk about. When I planned studying in the UK, I didn't know which university. I was really helpless. My case is different. I had to pick an agent to help me, because at the time I was working full time as a primary school teacher. I was working, and it was really hectic. So my holidays or anything, I really wanted to rest. So I picked an agent so the process could be faster and everything. And at that point, by myself, I had already gotten two admissions into 2 different schools. I had gotten 2 admissions, but there were certain things that I was really considering. One of them was asking for a test or something. I had to pay some money. One of them, like, the standard was, people said the standard was low. So most UK universities are good, but for some reason people advised me against it. And I really, really wanted to study. Like, I wanted to do my degree, because I was done with service and I really needed to further this education, and my parents were ready at that moment. So I picked an agent. So an agent was a very key part in my admission process. She made it easier for me. Like, I actually, do you know what happened? I paid someone before I paid her. The other person didn't do nothing, like nothing. She gave me admission in Ireland, and since then I haven't heard from them. But the second person I picked was really, really helpful. Another thing you should consider when you're choosing your university is, please call those universities, like make use of those contact details that they give to you. Ask for scholarships, go to the limits, because these people need students. And ask for scholarships, ask for reductions, ask for things. Like when you bug them, you would know how these people, how they worked with students that they have. So when you do all those things, you contact them, you call them, that really helps. They had a representative in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
So I was going through the representative. I didn't have to call the university directly. But these are things that you should really do.
Yeah.
If you need a scholarship, if you can't afford it for whatever reason, please call these schools. Before, like, plan ahead, call them, ask for directions. If you're not doing the application, they will walk you through it and help you ease it out. Email them, all these things. And another thing that made me consider Swansea and really fall in love with the place was I wrote an English test because I was considering going to Ireland, and you needed it for Ireland visa. So I wrote the test and I passed. No, Pearson test. I wrote it, but I passed, but I didn't pass all round. Like my speaking or something was actually low, so I had to rewrite it. Because the school looked through it and I had to rewrite it. Funny enough, they paid for it. They paid for the second test.
Like Swansea paid?
Yes.
Wow.
They paid for the test. So it was really, really funny. Because I was like, wow, this school is really nice if they are willing to pay for it and they're not putting the whole burden on me like other schools would do. So I think I've said enough. Isha?
Okay, I actually applied to 3 universities.
Okay.
Because before applying to universities, I had to sit for the IELTS test. And I didn't prepare well for the IELTS. I got 6.5. And it was not enough to go to like high-ranked schools because they mostly asked for 7, and I was lazy to sit again and put money, and it was short in time. So I had to pick universities that accept the score of 6.5. So I chose Swansea University, Bradford University, and Plymouth, because these ones offered the course I was looking for. And then I got acceptance from the 3 of them, and I chose Swansea because I saw that the city had like it's on the beach, and so the climate is fine, it's not so cold, and also the university is evolving. They are celebrating the 100 years. They got this new big campus which is really new with new facilities.
Nice.
So they got plenty of things that interested me, so I said why not. So I accepted the offer of Swansea, and I'm not regretting it.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm also not regretting it at all.
I just need the cold to go down so I can go to the beach.
We're waiting for summer.
Okay, so I think we're done with that. So now that you have gotten your admission, you're ready to come, I'm going to move on to visa application. So the next thing is your visa application. What are some of the things that you would need? What was the process like? Was it hectic and all that?
So once again, my case is going to be very different because I applied for my visa internally, because once again I did an undergrad here, so I was here during summer, and then I had to apply for it differently. But I would say it wasn't different at all. The only thing that might have been different in my process is that I had to just go and do my biometrics in the UK, but it was the same thing. We had to send in our certificate of like when you graduated, your transcripts, and then obviously your CAS letter from the university. And then the only thing that actually stood out, I think, and then the last thing is the financial aspect. So I feel really bad for not remembering how many days, but you're supposed to have a set amount of money in your account for
28, I think.
I feel like it was 28 days untouched, and then obviously it's just the same process, I believe. That's the only thing that I remember having to do.
Same process.
It was the same process. Nothing different, to be honest.
So since Hasham's case is different, I think he will talk from his own perspective, because
Actually, the visa process, it was really smooth. I had to do the medical test. It's called
That's a
Tuberculosis.
tuberculosis.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did
okay.
that.
And I had to give them the CAS and the passport, of course, and the.
Did you need a statement, financial statement?
For the financial statement,
The
I
bank
didn't
statements.
need that one because
It was a scholarship.
there's
Yeah.
a letter.
Scholarship.
Yeah, it was a letter of sponsorship,
Yeah.
and also for even the fees and the NHS insurance. And all,
Insurance, you didn't need
they-
that.
Oh, you're so lucky. You see, NHS. We forgot to talk
Yeah,
about
you,
that.
you actually pay for health insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay for
How
that.
much is it for 100?
I can't remember
It's
I actually
expensive.
can't remember the amount. It was okay because I remember undergrad it was more expensive because obviously it was
Yeah,
4 years.
Oh, yeah.
And then also the tuberculosis, I did that for undergrad.
Okay,
It
so you
was
didn't
still-
need to do that.
I didn't do that, and I also didn't need to do the IELTS
Yes, 'cause you
test
studied
because
here.
I'd studied here as well. So
Yeah. So my case was different. You could actually apply with the WAEC result, but since I was trying out Ireland, I did a Pearson test and I sent it in because I thought my result was perfect. So I used my Pearson test. I had to get the tuberculosis, the insurance, the CAS, the financial statements, and all these things. It was really hectic because I got my visa 1 week to coming here. Like I had to do a super
Express.
priority.
yeah,
Like,
oh yeah, we
I
have to
paid
talk about that as well.
money. Like,
Yeah,
bless my parents.
yeah. God bless.
Mommy
them.
and daddy, God bless you. Like they paid money. Like the money was plenty. Like that's why you should do these things in advance. Because I had to do super priority. I did it like on Monday, and then on Tuesday I got my visa.
Yeah.
And then I booked my flights that week. I resigned from work that week. I packed out from my apartment because I was living on my own at one point. I packed out from my appointment. I terminated my rent that week. Everything I needed like few days to come into the UK. So my experience was really crazy.
Yeah.
So you should really plan these things ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just so that you're not like on the rush like me. Like so many things happened to me. Like I almost misplaced my passport like 2 days before coming. Oh my god. Like, it was bad. I was crying. Like I thought my village people were after me. I went to the market, I was crying, I was rolling on the floor. My mom was like, if this one goes, you're not going anywhere. You're not leaving this country again. I was like, God, please help me. But finally, I am
She's
here in the UK. Okay, so we're moving on to the next question. So the next... You have gotten to the UK. The next thing is, where are you going to lay your head on? Where are you going to sleep in? Should you take a student accommodation like a hostel, or should you stay outside? Mika.
Once again.
I'm always starting with Mika.
Yeah, it's
so-
okay.
You have to start with
Ladies
him, then
first.
after the next one, you start with him.
Ladies first.
So for accommodation, once again, my experiences are different.
Different.
But it's always good to give a insight. So during my undergrad, I lived in student accommodation, so I actually lived on campus and everything. So that's what I've been used to my whole like situation here, and obviously that influenced my decision when it came to Swansea. So with Swansea, I had time. I was here during summer. So I obviously just did a search. I looked at spare rooms online. That's a good site to.
You don't need to mention the sites.
Oh, sorry.
Just look at
I
it.
looked online. It's just sometimes you never know where, if you're coming and you
If
don't
you
know.
need any help, you can just email
Oh,
me,
yeah.
and then I will help
That's
you.
fine,
But
yeah.
I'm not promoting any sites. So if
So
it's
Okay.
okay, that's fair enough. I looked. The first place I did look was the university first of all, because they have student accommodation on site. So I had a look at their website for that and just had a look at the room sizes, the prices, what it came with. Then I looked elsewhere because I knew that I wanted to have a different experience. I didn't want to live on campus this time. I wanted to commute and then have that's something I personally wanted. I wanted to have a separation from work, like home and school,
yeah.
just for my peace of mind,
Yeah,
just to be like
sanity.
like I know that I'll be relaxed here. I know this is where we are working, and I also wanted to sort of train myself to have this weird, I wanted to make it like a 9 to 5 in a weird, like everyone's I wanted to get used to that lifestyle. I'm not saying that's what I'm doing, but that was my intention. So that's what influenced my decision. So I currently live off campus and I live in a student accommodation. So a private one. So this is one where I'm paying rent in installments and it's all bills inclusive as well.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Please look for bills inclusive housing.
It will save your life.
It will. Like, to save you the headache.
You paying bills?
No, it's bills inclusive.
Inclusive.
Like,
Yeah.
my friend
I'm struggling with the bills.
Wow.
You see, that's why we try to avoid that because
That's
it's
why I
just
have
stress.
different people here. So, Hisha, I'm sorry.
Okay, so for me, I checked online. There are plenty of platforms and websites where you can find even Facebook groups.
Yeah,
Oh
Facebook,
yeah, that's something I didn't know.
This
Facebook,
is
that's
something
something I
really
didn't know.
interesting
Yeah.
because you don't pass through agencies.
Agents, yeah.
So you just
The private landlords on
the
Facebook.
primary landlord just posts about it in some groups,
Yeah.
and then you can check the pictures. If you got some friends in this region who can make the viewing, it was the
Yeah.
case for me. Someone who's already studying here, so he helped me do that. So when I came, it was already like for sure where I'm going to do and where I'm going to live. I choose to live in close to city center,
Okay.
so I can have access to shopping malls and
Yeah.
doing anything like that.
Yeah.
And also it was close to bus station. Make
Yeah.
sure that your
Yeah.
transportation are well managed.
That's a good one as well.
And the last part was about the pricing. So you make sure that you are getting a good
Price.
like price with a good place
Yeah.
size. It depends on you and the people, how many people you are willing to live
Mhm.
with. All these details you have to make sure that you pick the right option for you. And also there is another point, which is the people you are going to live with, which is also really important.
Really important.
So make sure that you don't pick only about the place, but also check who is living in this place. If you do the viewing, make sure that you see them and you have an idea about.
Yeah.
But you know how,
About
but
that.
like, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
like, it's kind of that what you said is such a good point, but it's kind of difficult if, let's say,
It's an empty house.
it's not that it's even an empty house, but like you are, let's say I was in Ghana and I'm coming, but like I didn't get to do the viewing, but I just decided, okay, I'll live here because the price is right. In those instances, like, you don't have any power you can't tell who you're living with till you come. And I feel like a lot of people who may be watching these videos may be in that kind of situation where they have to make plans for accommodation before they even get here. Because-
Maybe what you can do, the thing is, what I did, maybe you check some people who are also going to study in Swansea University, especially if they were from the same region.
Okay.
Let's
and
say,
live with-
yeah, that's going to be much easier in terms of
Okay,
culture.
yes.
So living with someone, for example, if you are Nigerian, so living with Nigerians, there are plenty of Nigerians here. So if you can find Nigerians studying here in the UK, a community, or so you can live with I don't know, you will pay more.
For his own point of view, I actually saw a house that had Nigerians in it, but I went far from that.
Why?
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. I went far from that because I am in another place and I don't want
You
anybody
wanted to mix.
in my business. Like,
Oh my god, I didn't think that's what you're going to say.
I didn't want anyone in my business. Like, I wanted to be independent. And when you live with people from the same culture, like, sorry, but they just seem to, like, get in your, like...
Comfort zone.
Yeah, like, you're in your comfort zone. And these people just tend to, like, get in your face a lot because they share the same culture or region. So they feel like they know you a lot. So that was my own experience. Like, I decided to stay off campus because to me, staying on campus was expensive. So like most of those hostels are expensive.
Yeah.
And staying in shared accommodations are cheaper. So I decided to take a shared accommodation, and I'm currently sharing with 4 other people. I have my room and I share the bathroom and toilet and the kitchen. Yeah, my case was different. Yeah, so I didn't choose to live in a community because like, I didn't want anybody in my business. I just wanted to be independent. Nobody knows my background, and like I'm learning things from other people. I am not just still in my comfort zone. So when I go, I can say, oh, I had a friend from this. I had a friend from this. This is how they behave. This is what they eat, and all this things. Yeah, that was
true.
yeah,
That's
that was my.
I feel like with accommodations, it's a very dicey issue.
Yeah,
it's very
it's
dicey.
complex.
Depends on your
Each
choice.
thing has like its pros and cons.
Yes, that's the issue.
So basically.
I would literally wish all of you all the best when it comes to finding the right accommodation, finding the right people to live with, because it's like there's like some kind of weird luck that comes with it. Because
please also pick somewhere near the road, the bus station.
The bus,
because I am
bus
trekking.
networks.
I'm climbing hills and mountains to get to my house.
Yeah.
I just like the place more. My friends complain because they are in my house at the moment. Okay.
Oh wait, before you go, sorry. And yeah, she's right. Use Google Maps to look at the like building and how far it is from a bus stop.
How many bus stops?
Yeah.
I have two. That was another reason I chose this. I have like 2 buses. So if I miss the bus 8 or the other one, I can just choose I have like 3 buses.
That's great, because I think it's so important because it's cold and
walking
sometimes the walk distance is a struggle and it's windy, so so yeah. But all the best with that.
Yeah, somewhere that is like central and you can easily commute. That's really important, because I've been running to meet the bus lots of times. Yeah, so the next one is student life. Yeah.
Hisham will start first.
Hisham will start. So you have found your place, your safe school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the student life here in Swansea, the good thing about Swansea is the fact it's you will find that it's a warm and small city.
Yeah.
You find like people have like more connections, more sociable, not as stressful as big cities like
that's true.
Everyone is.
So the pace is quite slow.
Yeah.
And you can feel like more relaxed and more enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
People in the Wales region, they are most likely to be more kind than English.
Life is easier.
That's what they say. Yeah. So
no comment.
Honestly, life is like easier.
Also, I don't know. They are more sociable. They care about you and they like to chat.
Yeah.
Also, try to your best to engage in your university and make at least few friends who are like all the time caring about you, asking about you, doing some plans, because if you are going to be alone, that's going to be a struggle. And if you are trying to be a friend of everyone, that's not going to be a good plan. Yeah. So make sure that you pick some friends, that you make them like you trust them, so they can be on your back, because you are going to be abroad and that's going to be something challenging. So you have at least someone to be on your behalf or around you. Also for the student, we do plenty of activities like partying, doing some games like last time. So there are plenty of activities you can do. But just make sure that you keep track and the balance between. That's going to be challenging. You have the chance to explore a lot of places in the UK. I advise people to do. I advise them to do more. Because so far I have like 8 big cities in the UK. So yeah, it's going to be a life-changing experience. Take the best out of it.
Yes. What's my when I came to the UK, like I told myself that I must travel, because traveling is easier. Yeah, travel was also top of my list. I was so serious in my undergrad that I kind of missed out on that. I didn't miss out on life, but like I feel like I didn't do things on my own terms. I just did it like school, parents, like parents. Like I had to. So this was like this is like exploring myself, knowing myself better, and hopefully becoming the best part of me. So this is what my master's year, like I have put myself towards, and like still doing good at my studies, like trying to manage life, because there is nothing in life that is easy. You still have work, you have family, you have everything. So trying to manage everything and balance it out, and like trying to make sure you're living the best life, managing yourself, and just being the best person that's it. Just be the best person. If you see anything that you would love to go to and you can afford it, why not try it out? Like, you might regret not going there, you might lose the experience, you might have it again, but it will be in a different way, in a different atmosphere with different people. So that was my outlook, and that has been my outlook towards student life, because I had the opportunity to live a little bit in the real world after school, and it was not funny at all. So I have to make sure that everything about my study here is documented and well used. Okay.
So in terms of student life, I think they probably said everything that has to be said about it. But yeah, it's very important that you learn how to balance things because we did come here to study, but you also have to make sure you make time for experiences because you never get those back again once like they've gone, like Enabong was saying. So everybody's different, so like when you come here, just try and find what you like and try and find ways to get involved in it. And like I said, friends are also very important. Like there'll be times where you're stressed, there'll be times where you're homesick. Yes, you will be homesick. Sometimes things just don't add up. You just need a listening ear or something like that. So try not be isolated. I mean, it's nerve-wracking making friends in a new place because you don't know anyone. You might be shy, but just make an effort. You have to remember that everybody is in the same place at where you are. Everybody is nervous. Everybody is wanting to make friends. So sometimes, like, even if you're shy to say hi, just say hi because you never know. The person will probably be like, oh, God, thank you for saying hi. So, like, try and make the first move in a lot of situations as well. And, like everything they're saying is true. Make time to travel because once you're here, a lot of things are easier. A lot of things are cheaper. You just need to do the research and you'll be fine. And also, just make time for yourself as well because, it's nice to have fun, but sometimes you also need to make sure you're sleeping well because if you don't sleep well, whatever you're studying is not... you see? That's the thing. If you don't sleep well, whatever you're studying is not going
to... You sleep in class.
You need to, like, make time for yourself. Like, I think it's a lot of times we forget, like, because we are students, like, also make time for yourself to sleep, to eat, to work out. Those little things, like... they matter as well because your mental health is important during this time.
It's very important.
And one last thing, and just try and have fun, like even if it's too cold, and have the confidence to do things on your own as well sometimes because I know it's hard. Like sometimes there are great events that you want to go to and you in the cases where you don't know anyone, just try and go. It's a little bit easier here. You just sit in your corner, have a good time because the experiences matter. So that's it. That's what I would say in terms of student life.
That's okay. I don't want to see more. Okay, so we have come to the last part of this video. I am so grateful. If you have watched till this moment, remember to like this video.
You will make it to the UK.
You can't watch this video and go back the same. You cannot watch this video and then end up the same. Like you would make it to the UK. Look out for opportunities for scholarship. There are lots of scholarships for the UK. Unlike Canada and US, which is a little bit more stringent.
They're kind of difficult, but like they're also good options.
Give it a try.
Financial aid,
So try it out. I'm not advising you to come to the UK, but this is just based on our experience that we've had, and we just want to share with you guys. So this is the final part of this video. So Hisham and Michael will just give us some general advice for people that want to study, general advice.
The first advice I would say is know what you want to do in your life. Because it's not only about going to the UK just for the sake of going to the UK. It's going to be a good experience anyway, but still try to plan well ahead. Know what you are going to study and what's the potential of this degree in your career so you don't waste that time and that amount of money. So make sure that your investment worth it. So make sure you plan, you do your research about the opportunities, your research about the subjects and what matches your ambitions and your career perspectives. That's the first thing you have to do. Also, you have to arrange your travel well ahead, not to fall in, for example, the mistake she did for example, she was in a risky situation, maybe she barely made it. Luckily, she is here today.
For that.
So don't risk it. Make well your arrangements, your visa things. If you had to sit for tests, make all your papers well organized, so everything will be smooth and you are not going to pay extra things. And maybe the last part is once you are in the UK, try to make the max out of this journey.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be, if you are going to do a master's here, that's to be only 1 year.
Only 1 year.
So during this
Now
1
they're
year, it's
giving
going to
extra
be like,
2 years.
it will be gone before you realize.
That's true.
So make sure that you get the best out of every moment, every week, every day, so you can get the maximum of experience, meet a lot of people, grow your network, because there are going students from all around the world here. So make sure that you grow both personally and personally and professionally, because this experience is not only about your grades and studies, but it's a life experience. Make sure to take the best out of it, and so it reflects on you and your career and your life in general.
Okay. Yeah, he's basically said everything though, but I'd also like to add that my personal advice is that when you get here, or even before the process starts, don't feel shy. Just ask questions. That's the most important thing I have to say. Just keep asking questions, asking for information from the beginning. Like when you start looking for which schools, when you start looking at the subjects, send emails out. If you can call, just ask questions, because a lot of the things that happened to me personally, I had to reach out for information. Even to find out about this amazing discount or scholarship, I had to call, because if I hadn't called, I wouldn't have known. Like those little things, just never stop asking questions in the whole process. When you get here, if you're not sure about something, just ask. If you want to make friends again, same process, just ask. If you want to do something, just ask. And also, like Hisham said, well, this talk is quite, maybe I hope it's not restricted to only master student, but with the time that you have, just try and figure out also what your career has to do with what you're studying as well. Because a lot of times I think everybody's still trying to figure themselves out. Not everybody's 100% sure about what they want to do after. So when you get here, try and get involved in a lot of things. A lot of universities have programs and talks and things that help you figure yourself out. So just try and attend these little things. Try and do your research. Try and read. And for the undergrads watching, try and get involved in a lot of societies. I'm not saying master students shouldn't as well. I mean, we should as well.
You have more time.
By undergrad you have 3 amazing years left open for you to get involved in societies, to try and get internships. There's a lot of room for that, and I really want to push you guys to do that, because it will change your story. It will even it might even help you and influence what you might want to do as a master's as well, because everybody is still trying to figure out what they're doing. And I found that here there's a lot of information, there's a lot of things always going on. So just try and ask questions, just try and get involved in things. If it's not to your taste, you never know, there might be something there. So let's try and get involved in that. So my 2 things are ask questions and try and get involved as much as you can during your time here.
Okay. So my advice would be that undergrad was a time to get it wrong, but masters is a time to try and do things a little bit differently. I did my undergrad in economics, but would I say I'm regretting doing a master's in economics? I am, honest, because it is really, really hard. It is crazy, and I have worked in the real world, so that gave me a different perspective on things. I have come to do things a little bit differently. So your masters, you don't have to rush to do it. Your parents have the money and everything, they're ready to send you, or you have the opportunity of getting a scholarship. You don't have to rush it. Experience the real world so you know what you're really getting yourself into. Because I wish I actually chose something else, honestly.
What would you choose if you had the time?
Maybe digital marketing or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe digital marketing or tourism. So I would travel. This is crazy, honestly. So I have seen the real world, and I've seen that life is serious, but it's not that serious. You don't have to, honestly, you don't have to kill yourself. The people that are making it were really strategic, and they knew what they were coming to. They made plans. So that's why life is not that difficult for them. So people study, and then they know where they are going to, so they make it easier than people like us that come here and then we are looking for jobs at the end of the day. We're just doing so much. Meanwhile, people are doing lesser. They are just enjoying life more because they just had a plan in mind and they knew what they were good at. So be good at that thing, experience life. You don't have to rush to your masters. You can just work for some time or 1 year. It's not bad. Or during school, yes, during your undergrad, just try and mix it up, because these people ask for work experience a lot. Everywhere you go to around the world, they ask for work experience. It doesn't matter if it's Nigeria, UK, Ghana, Algeria. They always look for work experience. So try and balance life up. Please don't be school, first class, second. People still make 2-1 or third class, and they're working in good places because it's just balance their life well. So just make sure that you know where you're going to, you are determined, and then you make the steps towards it, and put yourself in the right position. Like, you will get there. Package yourself there. Okay, this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you have picked something from this. I hope that we didn't just waste our time coming that at least you share it to other people that are considering the UK or anywhere. Yeah, and you consider us points and make use of it. Plan ahead and do everything you need to do, and you would be like us in a few months time, or a few days time, or a few years time. Thank you so much for watching. This is Fantastic TV. I do food videos, I do travel vlogs, and I do student lifestyle videos. I will try to be more consistent, but it's not easy as a student, and I will try to upload a video at least once a month, maybe during weekends or during the week, anywhere. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like this channel, and bye. Testing the microphone. Okay. Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Fantastic TV. Hello.
We are testing our sound.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, but wait, make sure that the voice you are speaking with is the same as you are going to do.
Hello. Hi.
Just make it loud.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got me singing way oh, you look like a guy who could treat me right.